Hi guys, time for another episode. We've seen a lot of guys saying, when is the next video? When's the next video? Well, here it is. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you so much to all our subscribers. We've noticed in the last couple of months quite a few new subscribers. So this episode is to do a bit of a recap about what this project is about. It's been going for a good 5-6 years, maybe 7 years already. So for those who have been watching, this is going to be another exciting episode. For those who are new, enjoy it. This is going to be fun. So, to explain in essence what this project is about. Firstly, I am a Beetle nut. I've loved Beetles all my life. My very first car was a Beetle. My second car was a Beetle. My third car was a Beetle. I had a lot of Beetles. So I love the shape of a Beetle. I think that a lot of our viewers think or understand it to be a Beetle with a V8 engine mounted in the car. That's not what we're doing. What we have is a mid-mounted V8 powered sports car, but we're disguising all that, everything that happens underneath there, we're disguising it by placing a Beetle body over it. So from the outside, you're seeing a beautiful Beetle, one or two dead giveaways like the sound, but it's a Beetle. And below it, we have something quite incredible. So, we've decided we want to build a two-seater sports car. And one of the biggest criteria in any car is, where do you put the engine? If we're going to put the engine in the front, having already decided we want to use a V8, the complication of putting it in the front is it's a lot of weight. And do we want it to hang out the front? Not really. If we had to, we could make it work. Not really first prize. So, do we hang it off the back? On the Beetle, the engine sits at the back. Putting a V8 at the back, not a good idea, way too much weight. So we decided, let's put it ahead of the rear axle in the center of the vehicle. We're using a mid-mounted engine, 1. We've decided we're going to use a V8, not a small V8, a decent sized V8, 2. To make this happen is, how do we fit this under this body that we're talking about? So the Beetle has got a 2.4 meter wheelbase. So whatever we do has to be 2.4. The next step is, how do we make these wheels move, which means suspension. So we have suspension design. So we have suspension at the front, obviously, and we need to have a suspension that can turn. So we need steering column. Then we know if this is the engine, we are governed about where we can sit. So we have the rear firewall, so we have seating position, and then now we do have an engine, we need to get this power through onto the back wheels. So we have rear suspension and we have a transaxle. I've been asked quite a few times, what gearbox do we use? We don't use a gearbox, we use a transaxle, because we need to drive straight into the transaxle and straight out to the rear wheels. It is fine to know what engine you're going to use, what suspension you're going to use. It's fine to know the track, but we need to hold it all together, and that's what we need the chassis for. I did not want to, from the very start, I was dead against building a mild steel chassis. I'd always been keen on aluminium. We did a lot of research, we found the correct aluminium, and let's mention this now. Yes, there are those of you who call this aluminum, and there are those of us who call it aluminium. And that's just the way it's going to be. So in this episode, I'm going to use aluminium. So yes, we always wanted to use aluminium, so there are different grades of aluminium, and for what this alley has to do, we've chosen a specific aluminium, also used in shipbuilding, in petrol tankers, in big industrial applications. So it's extremely strong. Advantage, of course, with aluminium is that it's light. One could make it even lighter, but I think this is more than adequate for the project. It's got tremendous rigidity, and it's incredibly beautiful. So we had decided that we want to fit a V8 So the question, of course, is which V8? There are so many. But the LS3, the Chevy motor, is the most obvious choice. It's an incredible engine which has proven itself. You can buy it brand new, out the crate, as they say. The size is correct for the amount of space that we have. Yeah, so it was an obvious choice. However, it becomes a little bit more complicated when you decide that you want to mate it to a Getrag transaxle. So we designed an adapter, we designed a very specific clutch, because the LS motor has enormous torque, and we have a very small space to put a clutch in. So we have a double clutch inside here, a paddle clutch. We may all say it's complicated, but so be it, because what we are going to achieve is that the engine is mid-mounted, and the reason we want it mid-mounted is because we want that weight onto these rear back wheels. So with the engine here, the transaxle here, that weight climbs onto the back wheels and stops it from spinning or loosening or let go, whatever term you want to use, on pull away. To cool the engine, we need a radiator, obviously. There was too little space in the back to put a radiator on the left and the right and ducting air towards it. So we moved the radiator to the front. The advantage is obviously clean air. The challenge a little bit was that I did not want to see a radiator or cooling fins or ducts in the nose of the Beetle. So this radiator picks the air up from underneath. So below, where the spare wheel used to sit in a Beetle, the air gets picked up and forced through the radiator. We've got some ducting to help force it through here, and then we have outlets in the chassis for the warm air to escape again. On the back of the radiator, we have a cooling fan, and then we have our water pipes running from the radiator to the back, and obviously returning back to the radiator. We also, at the same time, using this space for our steering rack, our steering column, brake booster, clutch master, fuel filter. All of it is crammed into a very small space. So something that's quite important on a vehicle is the suspension. In fact, it's very important. So we decided to use BMW suspension, and your immediate question would be why? When we were building the GT40s, we used to fabricate our own wishbones and uprights, but that door is closing when you need to register the vehicles. They frown upon the fact that some components are handmade, so we were forced to use OEM components. Hence, we decided on the BMW suspension. Very nice thing about the BMW suspension is that you have an aluminium wishbone at the bottom. Beautiful, works well for our application. What we also like is that the brakes are decent. We're sitting with a 12 or 13 inch, depending on the spec, brake disc. And then we're also busy developing a upgraded brake system, which would be Woolwood. We're using Coney shock absorbers. You can see the anti-roll bar. You can see the McPherson strut up to a mount, which gives you the option to adjust camber, toe in, toe out. At the rear of the vehicle, we're using BMW as well. Big advantages, beautiful aluminium wishbone at the bottom, upper control arm, aluminium. The uprights are even aluminium. We have a large rear vented disc, as well as aluminium calipers. We have a shock absorber, which is adjustable in bump, as well as height, because we all have different styles of driving. So you also have adjustment for toe in and camber. So the car can be set up completely for your application. To summarize, we've got the V8 engine mid-mounted. We've got OEM suspension on all four corners. We're using the Getrag transaxle, but that doesn't really give us a car. So what makes it a car? Everything else. We had to design, fabricate, build an aluminium chassis. Apart from the chassis, we need electrics, we need electronics, we need clutch hoses, we need brake hoses, we need water tanks, we needed the radiator, we needed a header tank. We have a whole lot of other components which make this up to be a vehicle, something that can be driven, something that stops, that turns. Now we're going to disguise it with a Beetle body. But what's standing here, there's not one single Beetle component. Not one little piece, and I'm thinking about a Beetle, there's not one little piece of Beetle on what's standing here. We're only disguising it as a Beetle. When we place that body over it with the windows, the little lights, then it becomes a Beetle from the outside. But there's no Beetle standing here. So if it's not a Beetle, it doesn't drive like a Beetle, then what does it do?